What's up and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO. Welcome to the channel and welcome to what we learned for Game Week 7. This is a series where we look back at the results from Game Week 6 and see if we can predict where the points are going to come from moving on into the Fantasy Premier League season. But before we get into the episode, if you love FPL content, consider subscribing to the channel. And also I just want to say a massive thank you for all the support recently. Potentially a big opportunity has actually presented itself to me thanks to your guys' support. So if you're new around here and you want to help support the channel, hit that subscribe button and that like button and let's get on with the video. So today we are of course starting off what we learned, how we start off every episode of what we learned, with the Manchester City game, because Manchester City keep scoring so the FPL points keep coming from Manchester City. Now they managed to beat Crystal Palace 5-0. I think the majority of the FPL community knew this was going to happen and a lot of people were trying to bring in Manchester City players. However, you may have hurt yourself bringing in some Manchester City players with the way some of the other results went in some of the other games, because the highest point scorer from the Manchester City game wasn't Sergio Aguero. It definitely wasn't Gabriel Jesus, as he was actually benched and didn't play. And Kevin De Bruyne didn't get on the points either. Actually, the top scorer was Leroy Sané for this game. However, I would like to start off by saying everything I've said about Kevin De Bruyne playing deeper, you can completely ignore now, because it looks like as soon as Manchester City take control of a game, they all have a license to roam forward apart from the defenders in the back three. So Kevin De Bruyne will get more points. It's just whether you're willing to have those games where he doesn't get points, considering you spent 10 million on him. However, rotation is still an issue in the Manchester City side because, of course, Gabriel Jesus, like I've already said, didn't play, and Sané, who hasn't always started, had an incredible game. And if he could nail down a starting spot, he looks like he could be really, really good for Fantasy Premier League. But the rotation, as always with Manchester City and Pep Guardiola, is a huge, huge risk. Sterling and Silva also making a mockery of their price in this game, with Silva getting 11 points and Sterling managing to get 13. And 22 goals in 5 games. Manchester City are really giving us a conundrum. We need a Manchester City player in our team because they're scoring that many goals, but it's nailing on that person that will always start. At the moment, it looks like David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, and potentially Aguero are the most likely to be the ones nailed on in that side. However, Gabriel Jesus and Aguero could be the ones rotating. We'll have to wait and see in the Champions League. But looking at the point scorers, we have Raheem Sterling at 7.8 million, getting 13 points, 2 goals from 3 big chances and a minute per chance at 12.2 minutes. Leroy Sané at 8.2 million, just 0.4 million more expensive, getting 16 points with 1 goal, 2 assists, 3 bonus points, 2 big chances, 18 minutes for both chances and chances created, and he also created 5 chances for his teammates in that game. And Aguero at 11.7 million, just beating out David Silva for me to get into this free player list, with 11 points from 1 goal and 1 assist, getting 2 bonus points and a minute per chance at 15 minutes. So yeah, Manchester City are on fire at the moment, and if you have the right player on the right game week, you're absolutely laughing. The next game we're going to talk about is West Ham versus Tottenham Hotspurs, which ended up 2-3. Tottenham Hotspurs getting a little bit of revenge for the fixture at the London Stadium last year, where West Ham managed to cost them the Premier League title. However, in this game, Tottenham Hotspurs started off very strongly, going 3-0 up. Harry Kane reminding us of his goal scoring threat, which he did in Game Week 4. Harry Kane is a great striker, getting plenty of chances, and hopefully he will catch up with the likes of Aguero and Lukaku. His underlying stats have remained one of the best in the Premier League, so FPL managers that were getting impatient may have a little bit more faith now. Harry Kane has scored 2 goals in that game, so it should have brought him some more time in our sides in the FPL. Christian Eriksen also stays ahead of Dele Alli in the argument of Christian Eriksen versus Dele Alli, only with that goal that he managed to score in the second half with a well-placed volley. Before that, Dele Alli had got 2 assists, however, so Christian Eriksen just beating out Dele Alli for points in this fixture. But then it all kind of went a bit downhill as West Ham managed to get back into the game, with Jose Fonte flicking it on to Chicharito to score, and then Serge Aurier with an awful tackle getting his 2nd yellow card, and then West Ham were chasing the game, managed to get another goal with Chiato with a powerful header past Hugo Lloris. However, they couldn't quite get the 3rd goal to tie the game. The players that stood out were Christian Eriksen and Harry Kane for me. Eriksen at 9.7 million is the one rising in price compared to Dele Alli. He got 9 points from 1 goal, 2 bonus points. He seems to get more bonus points than Dele Alli, and he got 3 chances created for a minute per chance creation rate of 24.3. And then Harry Kane at 12.5 million. He's managed to get 13 points in this game with 2 goals, 3 bonus points, and he got a chance every 12.7 minutes. But then the striker that really stole the headlines, and that's the striker in the Stoke and Chelsea game, and it is Alvaro Morata. On the back of the news that Diego Costa is officially leaving Chelsea, Alvaro Morata made sure all the Chelsea fans didn't really care with an absolutely stunning performance. But there was also another Chelsea player who looked absolutely outstanding in this game as far as an FPL outlook goes. So Morata managed to get a hat-trick. He managed to get a hat-trick with 2 assists coming from Cesar Azpilicueta. Morata himself looks cool, calm and clinical. He's not getting as many chances as the likes of Lukaku, Kane and Aguero, but he does have a quite good goal conversion rate at the moment. And Morata definitely looks capable of punishing sides in this Chelsea lineup. And Azpilicueta seems more confident going forward in this back three now, and is putting in some great balls and also bombing into the box late when he knows his other 2 defenders are staying back to cover themselves from counter-attacks. So Morata at 10.2 million managed to get 17 points this game week with 3 goals, 3 bonus points, and managed to get 4 attempts on goal, giving a minute per chance at 22.5 minutes. And Cesar Azpilicueta 6.5 million, cheaper than Marcos Alonso, 14 points from 2 assists, 2 bonus points, and a minute per chance created at 45. The type of chances he's been creating recently have been very, very good chances that Morata seems to be putting away. So it looks like they might have an understanding, Azpilicueta and Morata, and maybe we can take advantage of that. The next game we're looking at is another 5-goal thriller with Leicester City versus Liverpool. We have Philippe Coutinho, the man that stood out in this game, back into the side after all the transfer saga over the summer. He still looks like the player he was last year. He's absolutely running the show and looks just as sharp as he did before all this transfer stuff happened with him potentially going to Barcelona. Mohamed Salah also managed to score as well as Jamie Vardy, so some of the big FPL players still getting those FPL points. However, the defending in this game was absolutely shocking from both sides, so there was always a likely there was going to be goals in this game. However, the players that stood out in this one was Coutinho at 8.8 million, easily the man of the match in my eyes, managed to get 13 points, 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 bonus points, and a minute per chance and minute per chance creation at 15.8 minutes. And then Jordan Henderson at 5.5 million. If he can do this a bit more often, at 5.5 million he could be a steal. There's not really any underlying stats to suggest that he's definitely going to do this regularly though. He managed to get 9 points from 1 goal, got 2 bonus points and got a minute per chance creation of 30 minutes. So there are some players that definitely stood out in this fixture, but generally the main consensus from this one is you don't really want a Leicester City or Liverpool defender. And then the other performers from the Saturday fixtures, we've got Phil Jones coming in at 5.2 million, and I'll admit when I'm wrong. I spoke recently about Manchester United's defence and said that I don't think they're going to be that strong after seeing them challenged by Stoke and crumbling. However, they were challenged by Southampton and they did not crumble. They were very defensively solid. I think a lot of that was some of the attacking players doing defending work as well, as the likes of Mata and Rashford kept coming back and basically playing the wing-back position at times so that the full-backs could tuck in a bit more and you'd have plenty of players in the back line. So I take back what I said about Manchester United's defence and Phil Jones, who I transferred out after 1 game week, who managed to get 9 points from this game week, managed to get a clean sheet and got 3 bonus points, while the player I brought back in, who I took out for Phil Jones, Ben Davey, didn't play the game week before however, and didn't get any points this game week. So definitely getting it wrong as far as the Manchester United defence goes. I will admit when I'm wrong, so sorry for that call, but a lot of you didn't go with my call anyway, and I always say I will give you my advice, I'll give you stats, but you don't have to listen. You just take it on board and make your own decision. My goal is just to make sure that those decisions are as informed as possible. And the other player to come out the game week shining was Niasse from Everton, coming in at 5.5 million. He managed to score 2 goals, which basically won Everton the game. They were 1-0 down, and then Niasse comes on at half time and absolutely runs the show, getting 11 points from 2 goals and 3 bonus points, getting a minute per chance of 17.5 minutes. And if he can perform like that regularly at 5 million, he's an absolute steal as a striker and will enable you to build up that midfield and defence so you can have a very, very balanced side. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning into this episode as always. If you want to support the channel, there's that subscribe button if you're new, there's that like button which helps my videos out so much. You can also hit that notification bell so you know when my videos go up, and when I'm live streaming. I plan to at least live stream once a week, but aim for 2. So make sure to hit that notification bell. And also, once again, thank you so much for the support recently. Potentially something big could be happening in the next week, and if it does, a lot of it is down to you guys. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.